This conference provides an opportunity for us as a country to collectively think through our journey of sustainable urbanization through the lenses of diverse challenges and opportunities to leverage on. These challenges have undermined the functionality and development of the urban areas in Uganda, and thus they are acting as deterrents to investments in these particular urban areas. Amidst the above challenges, however, it goes without saying that our urban areas are economic powerhouses for our nation. They are the heartbeat of our nation, the epicenters for innovation and job creation. Therefore, we integrate this conference, recognize and appreciate the significance USMID program has played as a vehicle for socio-economic transformation of our urban landscape in the last 10 years. Over this project time of 10 years, tremendous progress has been triggered in various USMID participating local governments, especially in areas of infrastructure development, procurement and project contract management, physical planning, finance and accounting, environment and social safeguards, among others. The increased capacity in these specific areas would not have been possible if it was not for the USMID project, which were there for us to guide these achievements jealously for sustainable development of our country. I want to thank the World Bank and other development partners for all the support they've extended to the Ministry of Lands, Housing and Urban Development sector over the past 10 years through the various programs, including the USMID program. I also thank all the delegates for honoring our invitation to be part of this first ever Uganda National Urban Development Conference.
Urbanization in Uganda still presents us with a number of challenges, ranging from disjointed planning systems, increase in levels of urban poverty, weak urban governance, weak urban economies, then inadequate housing, proliferation of slums. Challenges have undermined the functionality and development of urban areas in Uganda, and thus acting as threats to the urban development. The USMID program is a living testimony, and I think all of us can bear witness. The urban local governments of 2013, if you go there in 2025, you will see a big difference. So we are so thankful to the wise leadership of His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, and for having allowed this intervention to be done in the cities and municipalities. The infrastructure investments have been key in facilitating trade and mobility, increased economic development, as well as increased revenue mobilization and collections. This has in turn improved on the financial portfolios in participating local governments, with most of them registering over 20% revenue improvement for service delivery in their towns. Apart from the infrastructure development, my ministry through the program supported the participating cities and municipalities In the preparations of the solid waste management strategies that are currently being implemented, though with challenges, especially of resources, my ministry, working with the MDS, with guidance from NPA and the Cabinet Secretariat, was at advanced stages for the preparation of the waste management policy for Uganda.
I want to make a call to all of us. What you have seen on these videos in these cities, in these municipalities, let's first of all keep them clean, and two, get the traders off the walkway. Some of them even put sigiri. They put sigiris, the charcoal stoves on the walkway. And you know what happens to the walkway if that happens. So this is my appeal to you. I want you to be partners in this, that we work on ensuring that the roads and the road reserves are protected. Because the law is there. Msambara talked about the law, that we need to be enforcing the law. Under the Roads Act, that you are provided for as local governments and local authorities to enforce this law. Now, it's my honor to read the message of the President. So I'll put off the other coat of the Minister of Works. I don't know whether any of you know how it feels to be representing the President. Honorable Ministers, Permanent Secretaries, the District Chairpersons, the Mayors, the Government Partners, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. I thank the Minister of Lands, Housing and Urban Development for organizing this inaugural National Urban Development Conference under the theme, Accelerating Urban Development Through Infrastructure, the USMID Experience. Development does not occur by accident. It is achieved through proper planning. This one has been going on again. Identifying and funding priorities and ensuring effective supervision and implementation of the development programs. The USMID program has helped to bridge the infrastructure gap in a number of municipalities and cities across the country. It has supplemented efforts to build a solid economic base to support industrialization and socio-economic transformation. The additional tarmac roads which have been constructed under USMID are pull factors for investment since they have lowered the costs of doing business in the economy. Government is aiming at achieving low costs of transport, low costs of electricity, low interest rates, etc., so that the private sector can make profits. The more profits they make, the more attractive the country becomes as an investment destination. The more companies that come in, the more products, that's goods and services they produce, the more jobs they create, and the more tax money they generate. Therefore, the end goal for all infrastructure projects is to create a favorable investment climate. I urge the local leaders to mobilize the population to take advantage of the good roads, electricity, peace and security, etc., to create jobs and wealth for their families. Development alone is not enough, though it must come first. Development is a collective good for everyone. A road belongs to the community, but an individual can use or utilize the road transport to transport their crops from the farm to the market. Therefore, infrastructure benefits people who are engaged in production of either a good or and service. The four major sectors for creating wealth and jobs are commercial agriculture, industrialization, services, and ICT. The urban centers are a stimuli for prosperity because they have big populations which consume and spend. The whole country is now interconnected by tarmac roads. The big markets in the urban centers are accessible to the wealth creators in the countryside. In the past, our people were trapped in subsistence agriculture because they were unable to access the lucrative urban markets. These markets are now accessible. Therefore, our people must now be mobilized to produce and supply their products in the urban areas. Finally, I want to thank the World Bank for its tremendous support towards the USMID program. I thank all the local leaders, your respective municipalities and cities, for embracing the program and facilitating its successful implementation. I thank you all and wish you fruitful deliberations. Signed,
We'll have a copy going to the Minister of Works